This is no...
So welcome back to Premier League Friday. Now, we heard from Tim Vickery on the supreme talent that is Estevao in the last part, but he was actually taken off at half-time in Chelsea's defeat to Leeds on Wednesday night. The Chelsea head coach admitted the whole team, and not just Estevao, weren't fully prepared for the atmosphere at Elland Road.
My feeling was not that Leeds target him. I think my feeling after the game is that Leeds, they target all our players. It was not just Estevao. For him, my comment after the game is because he's 18, he's from Brazil, probably didn't know where we were going to play. And when, probably the English player, they know Leeds how is. Leeds, Newcastle, Liverpool, they are all stadium that they are a bit different compared to the rest in terms of environment. And it's something that will be a process for him to be better and better. When we beat Barcelona, we drew against Arsenal, no one was mentioned about experienced player. So again, I understand that when we don't win, we are always looking for the reason why, but I think the reason why we didn't win against Leeds is not because of the experience, it's because we were not good enough. I was very surprised about the performance, no doubt, because I expect more.
How hard is it with such a young team to develop those leaders that can take a game like Leeds by the scruff of their neck and say, guys, this is what we need from you? It's
not hard, it's enjoyable. I love young squad, I love young players, and I'm delighted with the players I have.
So he's delighted with the players he has. He says it wasn't the atmosphere that lost them the game, but that atmosphere did, put towards his decision to take off on Estevao. Mario, I'm going to come to you because as a Chelsea player, I think we've got some footage as well. As a Chelsea player, what is it like stepping out? I think this is you coming out here. What was it like, as your first time as a Chelsea player, stepping out at Elland Road?
You hear the noise, of course, but you know that the passion between the fans and the Chelsea fans, it's like the rivalry. I don't know, it's not no derby stuff, but it's definitely in that league kind of level. They I don't want to use the word hate, but they really don't like them at all, and they will make you know that they don't like you. Because I played a charity game there once, and they booed me. I was like, dude, come on, man. It's just like a normal game. Why are you booing me? I'm just coming here to entertain you guys, woo. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. So you can see it a little bit, what he was talking about, with a player like Estevao, maybe not quite ready for that moment.
Yes, because you know what the thing is, and we know that when you play, right, as a footballer, you peak. And when you peak sometimes in a week, it's very difficult to repeat that. So he did at Barcelona, he peaked. Then he had Arsenal. It was already difficult. Why was Arsenal difficult? They couldn't find the wingers to get them on the ball. Yeah. It took them like 20-30 minutes. I was at the stadium. I was like, get the ball wide. They never got it. Neto was complaining to the coach. Then they play the next game. They go to Leeds. And then the kid has to do it again. He will get there, don't get me wrong, because he's clearly one of the... I watch him, I love watching him. He's incredible, Estevao.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he needs time. You need time to build and get the rhythm. Everybody had it. I had it, definitely. I mean, he's more used to it because it's your culture. For me, when I came here, I had to get used to all that. Get the rhythm, get to understanding the speed of the game. Sometimes you're tired. Like, I will look at guys like him and I'll be like, why these guys are still running? I'm dead.
Yeah.
Not me. You cannot do that. I'm like, hey, boy, yeah. So I'm sure he's going to get to the Arsenal game. And he said that Elland Road, he mentioned that himself. Yeah. He said, Elland Road is tough. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, I know. And he said, yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough game for us. Yeah. And look what happened.
I mean, that's it with Chelsea, though. It's been quite difficult to understand what they are as a team. 1 second, Dors, we're talking about it, they're title contenders. Yeah. They're up there in contention. They're taking on Arsenal. They beat Barcelona. And then they go and lose to Leeds. What have you made of them and what are they lacking?
I think this is where Chelsea are at, and this is why I can't put them in title contenders, because they turn up and put it. Elland Road can be special under the floodlights, and that's on the back of going to the Etihad. And he went with a 3 at the back, 4 in midfield and 2 up top, and he went very direct. The Metcha, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Tanaka gets a great goal. They go 2-0 up and he gives them something to hold on to. When Chelsea got the goal just after half-time, I'm thinking, here we go, before. And then they give him a gift, absolute gift for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to go 3-1 up. But if you aren't prepared in the Premier League, going away from home, I don't care if Leeds are in the bottom 3 going into that. If you're not prepared mentally and physically, and Mario just touched on it, they'd had a great week. Barcelona, fantastic. Levels are there, you expect it. Arsenal, you expect it. But when you go to Elland Road, if you aren't there and you come off a little bit, they're the results that you get.
A lot of Chelsea fans were also saying about Reece James not playing in the game. Obviously, they have to maintain, the player welfare. Can he play 90 minutes? But is that a question where you start going, okay, we've got to keep him in?
Was Caicedo as well?
It's with Caicedo too, he gets the card. So you got to think about that. But also, he know that, okay, why did you play that well against Barcelona? High energy. Why did you did well against Barcelona? Against Arsenal, you were 10 men playing against them. Why? Your energy was up. You think you're going to do that again at Elland Road?
Yeah.
No, you got to slow it down. Or if you don't slow it down, you got to freshen it up. Okay, you freshen it up with certain players, but you need key positions. And key positions are the guys that have to boost the energy in the team. And sometimes, like they see what Mike said, they were surprised because they came at them with that mindset. We played. How many times the coach said to us, hey, we're going to let them have it? Yeah. How many times we sit in the dressing room before the game, he said, let them have it. When we go out there, from the first minute, if I see one of you guys walking, I will take you off. So everybody's running. And that's what Elland Road did to them. The Leeds comes out.
But that's what, on the flip side, that's why, I was at the Chelsea-Arsenal game. It felt like that's what Reece James was almost saying to the side. Like from that very first minute.
Was the leader.
You couldn't put him down as a position. He was playing centre-back, he's going into right-back, then he's up front. How much of an impact is this going to have in these next 3 games? Because obviously you've got no Caicedo, well, next 2 now, no Caicedo and Reece playing here, there.
Well, Reece James will be back in the team. And I understand you have to protect him because you look at his injury record, which he will hate people talking about, because there's no doubt when Reece James is fit, he's a top player. So they're just having to manage him. And we've seen midweek all the way through the Premier League, there was big changes. But in hindsight, you think, when you win, it's okay. When you get a result like they did at Elland Road, that's when people start questioning him. But a manager has to live and die by his decisions, and it's not easy because you've got to protect him. If he plays him and then gets injured and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, then we go, we should have taken him out. Everything's easy in hindsight, but if you don't turn up, like I said, every game you have to be 100%, and Leeds were too good on the night.
It's also, as a captain, you got to lead your team. And if you look at the Arsenal, was a perfect example for me to see why Reece James is the captain of Chelsea. What he did, you understand? And it's not only like we talking about, he played so good, but the motivation and if my captain goes like that, I'm going to follow him. But if my captain, backs off, I'm going to be like, okay, then we take it easy. And that was so special. You miss him now, but like we talked about, you got to protect him because you don't want to get him injured again. Because you get him injured again, you dismantle the team. And now, okay, they were that high up in the charts, but you also have to remember, he came out and he says we are not title contenders and we got to be careful. I, for myself, didn't put Chelsea straight away this season as title contenders, but I expect a lot from them and I want them, of course I want them to win the league, but next season you cannot have the same conversation. They have to be there, right?
I agree, Barry.
No more talking.
Year after year, you can't just keep going with building a squad and the money that the owners spent, and the young, they're getting year by year older and older. And I think that's a difference to where Arsenal are and Chelsea are at this moment in time. This was Arsenal 3 years ago, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Arsenal are 3-4 years on to where they are. But Chelsea, a club of their stature that have done it, winning titles, they have to be in the mix. And Enzo Maresca has to accept that pressure. And you can't put performances in like that when on the back of good performances. It's such a dip.
Very quickly, just quickly on Cole Palmer, how much of a difference can he make in these next few games?
It's down to rhythm and how quickly can he get back to a certain style of fitness for himself to be able to do the things that we like so much about Palmer. So how quickly can he do it? Normally they say in England you need 3 games to be back to your best.
Yeah. There you go. Well, plenty more to come in the second half of Premier League Friday.